Howdy, howdy, howdy. How are y'all all doing? Welcome. Oh, I guess I need to turn my volume down on my phone. People sending me all kinds of stuff. Hope y'all are doing fantastic. Hope you're staying warm. Yeah, I had a little cold. So I thought about some of the coldest times I spent. It was Alaska or Russia. We'll talk about that a little bit later. I hope y'all are doing fantastic. Let me start off with a big old SKD 143. Love my wife, love my kids, love my reality TV fellow fans out there. Especially love you guys that sit here with me every Monday evening. Well, you may be standing, but right here with me every Monday evening, and those who watch it on replay as well. Don't ever want to forget you guys. Hope y'all are doing well. God, it got really cold down here. Now, I'm kind of a wuss to even be saying that because it's not nearly as cold down here as it is for some of y'all folks. That Buffalo-Pittsburgh game, watching the snow and the stands and everything, it's tough. But so it doesn't get like that down here in Houston. We don't have the snow and ice necessarily, but for a Texan, still pretty nasty. So yeah, I've been got the fireplace going, the heater turned on, electric blankets a little bit, trying to stay a little warm. I hope y'all are doing the same thing. All right. A few different stories. I got some big news about a thing I'm doing this weekend. I already posted a link to it, but we'll talk about it more. Little online survivor game. It's going to be so much fun. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about Traitors. We'll talk about whatever y'all are in the mood for. I'm kind of open this evening. Before we do all of that, though, let me just look through the comments. Say howdy to all of y'all who are sitting out there. And, of course, the first comment, Brian Hostetler's out here. The Texans won their playoffs Saturday. Great for the guys cheering on Houston. Brian, man, I'm sorry. If it was anyone that we had to beat, Cleveland would have been my last choice. But it is what it is. And it's been a long time for Houston Texans fan not doing so great. So, so I think we play Kansas City now. We'll find out here soon. But my Texans won. Sorry about that, Brian. But glad to have you out here anyway. So welcome aboard, Brian. Maryland Sutherland as well. Colleen, finally getting to catch one on time. I'm happy to have you on board, Colleen, for the live. Now throw me some comments. Let me know what you think about it. Mark Taylor as well. We'll talk about this Traitors in just a second because I did start it. I'm not caught up, but I did start of it. Mark, let's see. Talk about that. Maryland, let's see. Jake, the horror movie geek. Jake, how are you doing, sir? Kennedy Franken as well. Kennedy, how are you? Patricia Miller, Amanda Lowe, Cindy Heyer. Cindy, how are you doing? I still want to hear the story about your conversation, Julie Chin, and as old folks playing the game. Desiree Watts as well. Hi, how are you doing, Desiree? Laura Lewis. I got to start cardiac rehab today. Big step forward in my recovery. How is everyone? Woo! Congratulations. It may take a little work. That sounds like something that you got to stick with it and all that. But isn't our medicine amazing? The things that can be done and the rehab and everything that can take place. So congratulations to you for Laura. I'm cheering for you, right? Paula Scar as well. Laura Lewis, I think I said, yeah. And I don't want to do spoilers in case anyone hadn't seen the game, but so much snow up there in Buffalo. Terry Thomas saying, how do you like the freeze this year? Cold. dang cold. All right. Let's see. Nunez as well. How are you doing, Nunez? Tammy Flanagan, Karen Hummer, talking about the game as well. Wyatt Garrett. Wyatt, how are you, sir? Terry Thomas, I hope they win the next one. Me too. Colleen from California. Not so cold over there, is it? Cindy is saying I was helping Jag win the battles on TikTok. I've seen some of those battles. I haven't actually watched them myself. I know that people do the battles and all. I'm not really big into the TikTok. I don't have any problem with it. I just, it's not a platform I spend a lot of time. I guess I ought to go out and do some of my own dance moves and everything else. I'd probably fit right in. But I know Jag does a lot of the battles. So congratulations on him winning. I assume he won, maybe. But I know he does a lot of them. Ma, welcome aboard, Ma. If you start school yet, I felt like last time you said you were a week or two out. So welcome aboard. Chat now, so give me your comments as well. Andy W. Taylor Manga. I'm reading all the comments. It'll take forever, but I go through Taylor as well. Glad to have you back, Taylor. Let's see. Did I miss anyone as I continue on down here? Deborah Nail. Deborah, how are you? Andy W. still in Nevada, can't make it back to Oregon yet. Yeah, I can see. I can imagine the roads aren't great up those mountains. You gotta be careful. You always hear someone gets on ways, and next thing you know, they're on some old back roads that's not getting them anywhere. And yeah, you gotta be careful with that stuff. And JP as well. Rip Joyce Randolph in Devonair. What I just saw the news. I can't remember what she was on. Help me out, JP. She was I just saw her. If I saw her picture, I'd know as well. But anyway, yeah. You give me a little bit. Give us a little details on that. All right, there you go. I think I got everyone else. And if I missed any of you, sorry about that. Welcome. I guess I kind of buried the lead. I should have started off. Welcome to today's Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Some people worked, some people didn't. They always have a parade here in Houston. They postponed it because it's so cold and bad down here. So I don't know if they'll do that tomorrow or they're going to do it next weekend. But normally we have a pretty big shindig down here celebrating as well. So Martin Luther King Day. It's also International Hat Day. I came prepared for that. And it is also International Strawberry Ice Cream Day. If my mom's out here later, she'll certainly confirm for you my favorite fruit, strawberries, strawberry cake, strawberry ice cream. When I went to school, when I was in grade school, my brother would have chocolate milk. I'd always have strawberry milk. They used to have Nestle's strawberry milk. We didn't make it easy for my mom. No, we can't have the same drinks. Brother had to have chocolate. I had to have strawberry. He ate Count Chocula cereal. I had Frankenberry cereal. So yeah, everything strawberry I've always loved. In honor of International Strawberry Ice Cream Day, we got a Ninja Creamy for Christmas, and I made some strawberry ice cream. That was so good. I couldn't wait. I ate it last night. Fantastic. We make it ourselves. Put a little stevia in there. So anyway, it's basically no calories. So you can eat it and not feel too guilty either. And I'm actually getting to be a bit of an expert at the strawberry. I made strawberry ice cream. I've got a pineapple kind of cream one sitting in there, and I've got a peanut butter ice cream as well with little chocolate shavings in there. So I got a few different ice creams that I'm working on. Maybe that's my TikTok videos. Is some Ninja Creamy ice cream, right? We'll see. We'll find out. So I did that. Our JP's the Honeymooners. Oh, thank you. All right. Last surviving cast member, I think I read that she was 99 years old. Now, I watched a lot of old comedy sitcoms. I Love Lucy, the Dick Van Dyke Show, Mayberry, Andy Griffith Show. Honeymooners, Leave It to Beaver Alls. Honeymooners, a little before my time, but I've certainly seen a few episodes, and I certainly recognized her when I saw the word come out. But yeah, I think she was 99 years old. So yeah, I can't imagine how popular that show had to be, and I know it was when it came out. Because Jackie Gleason, you go from that then to him and Smokey the Bandit and all that. Just a natural comedian, and yeah, she did well as well. So yeah, rest in peace. 99 years, not too bad. I got a few more years before I get to that point as well. Colleen saying, I love the Honeymooners. My parents always watched it. Gosh, Ian Vera is right. Yeah, that was because the Honeymooners came out in the 50s, right? I think that was about the 50s when it came out. But yeah, Ralph Cramden and all that. I may have to go find it. I bet you got a channel somewhere that it's going to be playing those things. Nick at Night used to play those kind of sitcoms all the time. Something like this would happen. They would have had Honeymooners for the next 24, 48 hours or so. I may track it down. Tracy Muckenfuss saying, can you have strawberry snow where you are? I don't want to find out what it would take to get strawberry snow. I don't know. Maybe some of these squirrels I'm in a battle with, they turn, yeah, I'm not eating any strawberry snow. I think I'll stay with the stuff that I know the ingredients that go inside in the fridge itself. When I was little, I think one of the reasons I like strawberries is because when I was little, my granny hog and granddaddy hog had quite a few acres, a little land outside the Dallas-Fort Worth area, had a big old strawberry garden. My job was to go in and pick out the snails, make sure those snails didn't eat those strawberries. And I feel like I spent, it probably wasn't as long as I seem to remember it, but I feel like I spent hours out there. There wasn't any snail that was going to eat any of my strawberries. I would find every one of those snails, pitch them off to the side. I kept the weeds out. That strawberry garden was my garden. And I would have strawberries. Granny would grab it. She'd cut them all up for me, pour a whole bunch of sugar on it as well. And yeah, I still remember the strawberries. There's something special about getting to eat something that you grew yourself, right? Which is maybe it's carried over even to this day. It's probably why I still grow avocados and oranges and grapes in the backyard. I also grow loofahs. You can't eat those, but you can scrub with them. But yeah, that's probably been my basis for why I'm still such a big fan of strawberries. All right, Mark Taylor. All right, let's talk about the Traitors. Who is your preseason winner's pick of the Traitors? Are you going to follow it? All right. And then Taylor Manga saying I haven't started the Traitors yet. How many episodes dropped? I like to binge it. Well, let me say the first thing. I'm not giving out any spoilers because the way not Netflix, it's on Peacock. The way these streaming services drop the episodes, some people have seen them, some people haven't. Personally, I'm only through about 1.5 episodes, so I'm still yet to be completely caught up. I know some stuff, but I'm not going to spoil anything. But no, for your question, as far as how many episodes dropped, 3 episodes dropped. I want to say maybe there's 12 episodes, something like that. Eventually, it's got to be going on through, I think, March. They're going to drop just an episode or 2 for a while. Get you to stay signed up for the Peacock for just a little bit longer. But yeah, 3 episodes out there so far, and I've watched 1.5. So I know a little bit. As far as winners picks, and these are my picks before I saw anything. So don't read anything into it one way or the other. All right, Colleen saying 3 more drop on Thursday. Thank you. All right, I better get caught up while I can. Winner's pick. I started thinking about it. My first thought was, gosh, I gotta cheer for the Big Brother folks, right? You've got Janelle and Dan, who are both in there, phenomenal players. So, would you cheer for them? Yeah, I'd love to see them do fantastic, especially Dan. Oh, nothing against Janelle. It's just she's played a few games here lately. She was on All Stars and all that. Dan really hadn't been involved in reality TV, so I'm so happy to see him back. And with him being on for so long, I would love to see him win this thing. I probably would not pick him as a winner's pick only because he is considered such an icon of reality TV that I feel like people at some point may come. I feel like if you stand out above everyone else too much, that may not be best in terms of winning this game, right? So because of that, I don't know that I necessarily, if I was a betting, I'm cheering for him. But if I was a betting man, I don't know that I would potentially bet for him. You know who I maybe would bet for instead? CT from the challenge. You've got CT and Johnny Bananas and Trishelle. That's how you pronounce her name, right? Trishelle. 3 players from the challenge. Kind of think CT is one of those that's a good player. He's played a game that involves a lot of strategy and lying and a little bit of backstabbing and all that stuff. So I think he's used to a lot of that. But I feel like maybe he's going to be a little under the radar. So I'm maybe going with CT as kind of the dark horse who could win this thing. It's interesting because this cast that you have, you've got a lot of reality competitive TV, Big Brother, The Challenge, Survivor, where you go head to head and all that. You've also got a lot of this cast that are I don't know what you call it, where you aren't competing for cash prize at the end. The Real Housewives, Married to Medicine, the Shaws of, I don't know, some of the Bravo type shows that I don't necessarily watch as much. So there's people on there I don't know that well. But I'm curious to see how that's going to interact, because I know there was one person on the first episode who had never heard of the challenge. They didn't have a clue who CT or Johnny Bananas were. And so there's some people that definitely have a little bit of a missing spot in terms of their knowledge of who some of the players are and all of that. I would have loved to have gone on Traitors. If they have a Traitors season 3, I'm still holding out hope. But I would have had a hard time with some of the Bravo folks, the Housewives and all of that. I don't know them as well as others. So that would have been kind of my area that I would have had to quickly get up to speed on them. But yeah, I'm going to go with CT as my kind of dark horse pick, because I think he's strong enough. He's a good enough player, and he may not bring in as much attention as some of the other folks out there. What do y'all think? Those of you who are watching, again, please don't post these spoilers if you could avoid it. And if you really don't want to know, you may want to avoid comments for a second. But I'm kind of curious to see what y'all think, who you're cheering for and who your picks are as well. Colleen saying, I'm always Team Janelle. Janelle gets a lot of folks like that. If I had been on All-Stars season 22, I would have gone right to Janelle and said, look, I play a loyal game, right? And I think you tend to play a loyal game as well. Yeah, maybe you're a little bit, how would you say it without being offensive? I would have said, even though I'm new school in terms of when I played, because I'm a little bit older, I kind of feel like I fit in more with the old school. And I would have tried to get in with her and Kaiser immediately, right off the bat. So that probably would have been my direction. So yeah, I understand being for Team Janelle. I absolutely do. Colleen saying, I think that Dan's longevity in the game is not likely. I kind of feel the same way. And nothing against his gameplay. I think he's an amazing strategic player. He just has too much attention on him. And then Andy saying, no one knows who Dan is and are saying he is too quiet. Yeah, I know it. Isn't that yeah, you got to be careful. I think if I went into that game, I understand if you're quiet, maybe you're thinking you don't bring as much attention to yourself, and as high profile as he is, maybe that's his best move. If I went in there, I think I would try to be exactly like I was on Big Brother. I would try to be a little loud. Hopefully no one would overhear me. I'm not that loud. But I'd try to still be kind of the joking prankster, lighthearted, try not to act like I'm taking anything too seriously. I would try to use, I don't know, an optimistic attitude to try to get everyone around me feeling a little bit more comfortable. And then whether I was a faithful or a traitor, either one, I feel like it'd be easier to control the narrative and all that. I don't know. I'm curious to see how the strategy is going to vary from this season as opposed to last season, now that people have a little bit more familiarity with the game here in the States. They've played multiple seasons over in the UK, but here now people are a little more used to it. So we will see. All right, Cindy Hire saying, is the Traitors Castle your background? It should have been. What a great idea. But no, it's not. I put this up here. I don't know how many of you may or may not recognize it. But actually, this is one of the colder spots that I've been to in my life, and that is Moscow. Red Square, St. Basil's Cathedral, Basilica. I think they call it Basilica. St. Basil's is over here. Red Square is over here, or I guess the Kremlin's over here, and Red Square is kind of right where I am, right there in the middle. Incredible place. I've been to Russia. Now, I did go to the north slope of Alaska, inside the Arctic Circle. That's probably the coldest that I've ever been. That was brutal. Low temps. But Russia was so cool the first time I went there. Now, I've been there since, and it was in the summertime, which is completely different. But the first time I went, it was January or February. I get there. There's snow on the ground everywhere. It's straight out of Dr. Zhivago. Just the way you picture Moscow to be. And so if you go out on Instagram, you'll see my little reminder for the show. Well, you'll see it if you go out to I think my little thumbnail for tonight's show as well. I actually posed in front of the Basilica, wearing a big old thick heavy coat and all of that. But I had so that's a picture, Cindy, is Moscow. Such an incredible trip. I haven't told travel stories in a while. Maybe I'll tell a few here, and maybe I'll start telling a few, mix them in throughout the shows themselves. When I got to Moscow, first time ever, and yeah, I had a lot of work to do, but I was there also over a weekend, so I had a little off time also. And one of the guys I worked with said, "Hey, you got to go over, see Red Square, see the Armory, which is like their museum that's part of the Kremlin and all that. We're going to set it up for you." So they called and they got a personal guide, this little babushka, which I think stands for little super old granny or something. But a little babushka, this very elderly, I was going to say nice. She actually was pretty quick to leave once she got it. But anyway, we met. She didn't speak a word of English, but not a lot of English, but she escorted me through the entire. I take that back because she spoke enough that she could tell me what different things were. But she took me from room to room in this armory, And I got to see all this stuff, a lot of Fabergé eggs and lots of artifacts from the days of the czars, their carriages, and the Russian Orthodox Church, and some of their big fancy stuff, and the Lapazinger stallions or whatever. It was cool. It was an incredible museum. I got to see it. This thing. It took a couple hours to see everything. And then when I got done, she said, "Oh, thank you," and left. And so after that, I just started walking around the Kremlin and Red Square and just taking in the sights. They had Lenin's tomb there. Gum was an old department store. Kids ice skating outside in the snow and everything. But one of the more funny things that I saw on Red Square, there's also a McDonald's there. And I looked up, and they've got all these Russian soldiers that are all there. I don't know, doing drills or just because they're there to guard. All these Russian soldiers are all going over to McDonald's during their break, and they're getting McDonald's burgers. And so I really, I tried to take a picture of a couple of them that were eating burgers with probably not shakes, but with drinks in their hands as well. The one time I held, because I didn't have a cell phone back then, it was digital camera. I held my digital camera up, and just as I did, a couple of them looked up and they saw me. And I really thought, that's it. They're getting ready to chase me down. I'm going to go into the gulag for taking pictures of Russian soldiers. So I stopped real quick. So I never got a picture of that, but the visual image of the Russian soldiers eating McDonald's burgers has always stuck with me ever since that time. But yeah, I love touring Moscow. So fantastic. At one point, I just started walking around the city, and I came across a building. It was just the most, intimidating isn't the right word. It was a huge building, though. You just look at it and say, oh my gosh, this thing is so sturdy. It's so big. And I actually, to the point that I walked around it, I took a picture that I've got stored away somewhere. And just thought, that's an incredible building. I later found out it was the KGB headquarters. And right where I took the picture of this building had been a statue of, I guess it was Lenin or Stalin. I think Lenin, or maybe Stalin, one of those guys that they had pulled down when the Soviet Union fell apart. But yeah, just the look of it was enough for me to realize there was something special about it. Turns out it's KGB headquarters. And all I could think was how many people got pulled in there as spies, or horrible things happened to them and all of that in there. Kind of a scary looking building after thinking about all of that. But I saw that. I ate. They had hot dog stands all over town. But the way they spell out hot dogs in Russia, it looks like crap dog. The way it's spelled out, the Russian Cyrillic and all that. So I always laughed about that. Actually ate there quite a few times and survived to tell the tale. But also, while I was over there, I figured out the subway system. Finally, snow and ice. I said, all right, you know what? I'm tired of walking around on the surface. I see all these metro stations. I'm going to figure out the subway. So I got a map. I learned to speak, well, not speak so much, but recognize Cyrillic so I could know what station I was going to and read it in Russian language and all of that. And then I just had to get past the little old lady selling the tickets because you would come up, they'd immediately ask you something in Russian. I never had a clue what it was, but if you didn't immediately answer back or give them the proper money, they would yell at you and they'd make you get out of line. And I had that happen several times. I was almost not wanting to ride the subway because I was so tired of these little old ladies yelling at me. So finally I went and made sure I had enough change only to buy one ticket as opposed to like a 10 ticket book or anything like that. Only enough change to buy a single ticket. And I went up there and I just put the money there for a single ticket. So she knew that's all I wanted without me having to say anything. She gave me a ticket. I spent all day riding around on the underground subway, figured out how it worked. There's a bunch of rings that go around the town. And anyway, and after that, I went all over Moscow in that subway system and explored so much for the few times I went back. A lot of fun. It's such an incredibly cool city to get to go to. And as an American, as a kid in the 60s and 70s, Cold War going on and all that, I would have never thought that I'd get to explore Moscow. Who would have thought that we would have had that ever happen? So yeah, there you go. So just a few travel stories for you. All right. Taylor Mangus is saying, everyone keeping up with their New Year's resolution. Well, I'm fixing lots of ice cream. And Ma's saying mine is to get abs. I'm keeping up so far. Cool. You know what mine is? Mine is actually reading books. I loved reading books as a kid. I absolutely loved it. And then, you get families, you get work, suddenly things get in the way. And then you get cell phones. And suddenly it's so much easier to go out on Instagram or to play some little online, Candy Crush or something. And I realized that I haven't read as much as I used to, and I kind of missed it. Over the holidays, I happened to find a copy of Big Brother, not the TV show. I say Big Brother, 1984, which stars Big Brother. Incredible book. I've told y'all before, I got in trouble for writing a book report in 7th grade because the teacher didn't believe that I'd really read it. It was too mature for me. It's like, yeah, come on. But I love the book from the first time I read it. It had been forever, so I read it again and kind of got me hooked back on reading. So I read that. Right now, I'm trying to read one called Saturn Returns, I think, which is about aliens coming to Earth. The other one I'm reading is called Master and Commander by Richard O'Brien. It's all about the 1700s and guys out on the old ships, military ships, and so all about the ship battles and all of that, which is a tough read because there's a lot of technical terms that I constantly am having to stop and look up and all that. But yeah, that's my New Year's resolution, and I'm sticking with it so far. Other than tonight, where I'm hanging with you guys instead of reading, but it's well worth it. So yeah, you know what? I never go out of my way to make a lot of New Year's resolutions because you know what you should or shouldn't be doing. And there's nothing that special about the first of the year, but we all do it anyway, right? So yeah, reading is mine, and creating the perfect ninja creamy ice cream as well. And once I get it all perfected, I'm gonna go out and that's gonna be my new profession. I'm gonna get an ice cream truck, but instead of just the standard old ice creams, I'm just gonna travel around with a bunch of ninja creamies and just let people pick the most oddball, weird ingredients, and I'll be selling it for my truck. Maybe that's what I'll do when I retire. Like Cliff Hog, the ice cream man. I could do that. That'd be an okay job. You make kids happy, right? Now everyone's always happy when the ice cream guy comes. I'd probably go bankrupt because I'd just be handing out for free. I would never want to tell anyone no, but yeah, maybe that's what I'll do in my retirement. Sharon saying, yeah, I hope you're doing more than driving an ice cream truck. But that'd be a lot of fun. All right, let's see what else we've got on here. Rachel S is saying, any trips planned this year? Well, yeah, matter of fact, one. And Ma saying going to Pittsburgh this year. Well, that's pretty good. I've been to Pittsburgh, and it's cool. I like Pittsburgh, Ma, because not the city itself is pretty neat. Just because it's a part of the United States I haven't been to that much. I enjoyed going because Monroeville is a suburb of Pittsburgh, and Monroeville is where they filmed a lot of the Dawn of the Dead. The Monroeville Mall is there. There's an airfield where they filmed different parts. So I actually drove all over Monroeville when I went up there and took pictures of all the filming locations for Dawn of the Dead. So yeah, I've never been to Philadelphia, but I've been to Pittsburgh, and it's kind of a cool city. It's got rivers, bridges everywhere. It's kind of different from what we have down here in old flat Houston and all of that. So yeah, have fun on your trip. Hopefully it's not this weekend. Hopefully it's when it gets a little bit warmer on down the road. As far as trips planned this year, yeah, I don't know what all we're going to do. Sharon and I are still talking about a few trips here and there. I'd love to go see some SEC baseball, things like that. But the first trip that we've got coming up, the biggest trip we've got right now planned, going up to New York City to see Nicole Anthony getting married. Nicole, I've met Brian, her fiance, incredible guy. Hung around with both of them. Of course, obviously I hung around with Nicole inside the Big Brother house, but then hung around with Brian as well at Give Kids the World charity events for the last couple of years. So excited to see the two of them get married. So we're going to go up and see their wedding. But in addition to that, Sharon and I are going to go up a little bit earlier, and because neither one of us have ever been to New York City. I've been all over the world, but I've never been to New York City. So we're going to go up there and do the New York stuff, the touristy stuff. We'll do a quick trip to Times Square. We'll go see a Broadway show. We'll wave at the Statue of Liberty as we pass by. We'll go get a big old piece of pizza. And we'll go to the 9/11 memorial. I feel like you've got to do that. But yeah, we're going to do all the stuff that the tourist is expected to do and spend a little time in New York City. That I'm excited about. I told y'all I figured out the subway in Moscow. If I can figure out the Moscow subway, surely I can figure out the New York subway, right? I think so. Give me a day or two, and I'll be popping back and forth across that city. We do not have subways here pretty much anywhere in Texas. Now we got some trains. We got a few trains, but it's certainly not to the level that you get up in the Northeast and all that. But I kind of love the idea of public transportation, just because I spend so much time driving here in Houston. I like the idea that as long as you know the maps and stuff, that you could just pay $1 or $2, sit down. When you get to your location, get up and you're done. Maybe do a little reading while you're at it. So yeah, we're gonna have fun up in New York City. Hopefully it's not too cold when we go up there. But that's our first big trip that we've got planned this year. And so yeah, we get to see them get married, which is going to be incredible. And then we'll do a little exploring as well. So it's going to be fun. All right. Colleen saying, I love reading mysteries and biographies. I go back and forth. I love science fiction. I love technical thrillers like Tom Clancy and all that, but I also love mysteries also. Marilyn's saying there are audiobooks so you can multitask. I know there are, Marilyn. Here's my thing. I think my brain either is not very good at multitasking or is too good at multitasking, because I've never been too successful with audiobooks, because my mind wanders. Maybe that's just, I just can't stay focused. I'll be driving a car or laying in bed or something, trying to listen to an audiobook, and all of a sudden it's like, I didn't even hear what they said for the last 3 or 4 minutes. I was thinking about, where am I going to go eat lunch or whatever. And then I have to rewind and try to find where I stopped listening and get caught up. And I'm just not very good at listening. I think at the end of the day, I'm much more a visual learner than I am an audio learner. Everything I do is an engineer and everything else. I have to see stuff in front of me. I have to visualize it. My eyes are much more important to me than my ears. So yeah, some people, my son loves audiobooks. He's listening to more audiobooks. I can't do that so well. I've got to read it there in front of me. But those audiobooks are cool though, that you can do that. So, all right, Scotty Moe is saying there's a bust of George Romero at Monroeville Mall. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's funny. When I was there, we'll go off in too much of a tangent for those of you who don't know much about the movie, but when I was there, there was a bridge in the movie, a little garden inside that was still there. There was still a lot of the mall that was the way when they had filmed it itself. I actually walked back in some back hallways that you aren't supposed to go into. I said, what are they going to do? Throw me in jail? So I went back and saw some of that as well. But yeah, I know they had a museum there for a little while. Laura Lewis is saying, I live in Monroe, Pennsylvania. Well, I've hung out in your mall for a little while. I'd love to go back. It's a cool part of the state, the country as well. A bunch of hills. I never really thought of a lot of hills and stuff in Pennsylvania, just because I'm not used to that part of the world. But yeah, they had a museum there for a while in the mall, and so yeah, they deserve it. I'm a huge George Romero fan. Don't get me started on that, because we'll go all night long with that. All right, we got that. Let's see what we talked about Traitors. We talked about my Texans winning. We talked a little bit about it being cold and all that. I got a big one to talk about with y'all. A big event happening next weekend. I need y'all's help if I could in a couple of different ways. Next weekend, I'm getting to play the game of Survivor online. Yeah, I'm not going to meet Jeff Probst, but that's all right. This is a first step. I'm getting to play in a Survivor Vanquish, an online version of Survivor. The whole thing is for charity. It's for Give Kids the World Village, the same charity that we do Hearts of Reality for and everything else. So it's an online version. It's called Fans versus Faves. So there's going to be some folks that I don't know who they are yet, because they haven't been introduced to us, but some fans of Survivor. And then there's going to be 10 of us who are reality TV folks who've been on reality TV already. And we're going to play just like regular Survivor, except it's all going to be online. I think they're doing it through Facebook and through Zoom. We'll have Zoom, but it's going to be shown on Facebook. So So I get to participate in it, and I'm going to give it everything I got. So do y'all want to know who I'm getting to play with? Of course you do, right? It's going to be myself. There's 10 reality TV folks that are playing the game. It's going to be myself, Portia Briggs from Big Brother 13, Cameron from last season's Big Brother, Felicia Cannon from last season's Big Brother. But we also have Janet from Survivor, Janet Corbin, right? Janet from Survivor, Donathan from Survivor is going to be on there. Alex Maynard, who was on Naked and Afraid and The Amazing Race. Joey Cavino, who was on The Amazing Race. And then can't remember the last two names, but one of them in Squid Game, the TV, the challenge, the reality game. He was the son. Remember, there for those of you seen it, there was a mother-son duo playing the game. Well, the son is going to be playing with us on Survivor Vanquish as well. And then finally, we have, and I can't remember her name either, but she was on Netflix's version of The Mole that came out about a year and a half ago or so. So she's going to be playing on it as well. So we got folks from a lot of different reality TV shows that are all working, are playing the game together. And then in addition to that, we've got faves that are coming in also. I don't know if they're going to have a fans tribe and a faves tribe, or they're going to split us up. I really don't know. I'm going to be surprised, just like I was getting on the island itself. But here's how the game works. And after this, I'm going to, well, let me do this while I'm thinking of it. I've got a banner that I'm going to put up there. I'll put that one first, and I'll switch over in a second. The way it's going to work, it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday nights. You can watch it on Facebook. The first night, and apparently the way it works is first night you show up, they have the first challenge right off the bat. As soon as you get there, they have a challenge that lasts 10 minutes or so. Then you have the losing tribe goes to tribal council. So everyone on the losing tribe has about 10 minutes to interact, to make promises, to throw out lies, whatever you feel like you need to do. They've got a lot of different rooms, so it's as though you're sneaking off to the well and things like that. You've got 10 minutes to do that. Then you have a 10-minute long tribal council, a vote made at the end of it. Someone gets their torch snuffed out, and they're off the island, so to speak, heading off to Ponderosa. They then start over again, another 30 minutes to do a challenge, the discussion, and then the tribal. And you do that all Friday night until you've eliminated like 6 people. You do it again on Saturday, eliminate another 5 or 6 people. And then come Sunday, you repeat the process with the 5 or 6 that are left till finally you have a single winner. And you do, there's all these different challenges that they have to, that you do. Obviously, we can't be out there actually running and doing things like on the island. So they've got things that you can do online instead to simulate playing the game itself. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Now, here's where y'all come in. Now, first of all, let me change this as well. I posted right at the very beginning, like 7:57 or so. So if you go to the top of the comments, you'll see where I posted the link to it. But I'm going to post it here as well. This is a link, Facebook, and then a whole lot of there. Hopefully you can copy paste that or whatever. If not, go up to the top of the comments. You should be able to copy and then paste it. But this is a Facebook page for Survivor Vanquish. In order to watch it, you have to join this group. So go out, join Survivor Vanquish, and then it's from 7 o'clock till 10 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock to 11 East Coast time, Friday, Saturday, Sunday night. If you go home on Friday, you're pre-jury. That's it. Thanks for playing. Here's your buff, and enjoy watching the last 2 nights. But that's the first night. If you make it till Saturday, then if you aren't one of the final 2, you're at least our final 3. I'm not sure which way they're going to do it. But if you're not one of the final tribal council, you're on the jury from Saturday night on. So then you watch everyone else play, you vote for it and all of that. So doesn't that sound cool? Now I'm a little bit worried because I know there are some people who have played a lot of these online games and are very good at this type of stuff. I haven't done so much of it. So I really am coming in very fresh, a little, I'm just going to, the key, I think, to playing Big Brother or a game like this, you got to be flexible. You've got to be adaptable. And so that's what I'm going to try to do. And I'm going to have so much fun doing it. And again, Y'all know me. I give everything 100%, and I'm going to do it with this game as well. We don't know who the faves are. They haven't been. I think they maybe have been introduced on the Facebook page, but they knocked us all off the page so that we couldn't see who it was. So I don't know who's going to be coming in. I don't know if they're going to want to play with the folks that they know from reality TV, or they're going to be gunning for us first. It's just like Survivor. You don't know until you get onto the beach itself. But anyway, there's the link for Facebook to go out there, join the group. You can watch it all 3 nights or whatever you want to watch, don't want to watch. But where there's a little interesting deal as well is that they have a special advantage for the first competition. And this special advantage is based on who raises the most money for Give Kids the World Village. Again, this is all money goes to Give Kids the World, except for $100. And that's because of this is the way that works. Anyone who wants to, I think it's maybe to watch the show, but certainly if you want to help out from a charity standpoint, you can buy a $10 fantasy ticket to support anyone that you want to see win, or I guess that you think is going to win. Because if you buy a ticket and you spend at least $10 or more donating to a person who's playing the game, and that person wins Survivor, then you potentially win money back. And the way it works is however many tickets have been purchased for that person, they then have a random drawing for everyone who picked the right winner, and whoever's drawn from that gets $100. Just as a kind of a cool little way to reward your obviously incredible intelligence for picking Cliff to win the game, right? But again, all the rest of the money goes to Give Kids the World Village. They've raised thousands, tens of thousands of dollars doing these online shows for Give Kids the World. So I'm really excited, one, to be raising money for such an incredible organization. That's always, I'll go out of my way to do anything for them. So I'm excited about that. But 2, getting to play the game of Survivor is really cool. And 3, getting to play the game with some of the people that are going to be playing this game, Janet and Donathan. I kind of fangirling a little bit myself that I'm going to get to try to match wits with a few of the people playing this game. I'm going to get to play with Felicia and Cameron. Maybe I'm going to start off the whole thing by saying I've got the faith of a loofah seed. I'll steal Felicia's thunder. I'm going to start talking about the faith of a loofah seed before she can throw anything out about a mustard seed. And I'm sure she won't mind, right? We'll see. I really am curious to see how it's going to work out trying to play with or against. I just don't know how it's going to work out. But if you go out to that Facebook group, you can join the group. There's no charge to join the group. Go out there and check it out and see all of us who are playing in the game. And then, I'm looking. Brian, I just joined. Nunez saying, when does it start? Just joined. Thank you. Cindy just joined. Marilyn just joined. Carol Mosher. You can count on me. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Again, the main thing is for charity. As far as when does it start, the donation part starts like yesterday. It's already started. I told the organizer. The organizer is a woman named Kristen Parsons, who is an incredible woman. I've met her at Give Kids at Hearts of Reality multiple times. She had a son who went through Hearts of Reality, so she's very intimately involved in the program, both as a parent from that side, but then it meant so much to her and her family that now she's one of the primary fundraisers for Give Kids the World, and so she does it. Now, if you want to donate, I think there's a Venmo or a PayPal that you do, but you can't send it directly to Give Kids the World because they want to, you have to tell them who you're supporting, what person you're purchasing the ticket for and everything. So if you see some random person's Venmo, I think it's Kristen-Parsons-15. But check the Facebook first before you send it off to anyone. But it's legit. You don't have to worry that it's just some random person you've never heard of. She's involved, Give Kids the World, and so I have full faith and trust in her, and as you should. She runs these things. They do it for Big Brother. They do it for Survivor. They do it. They had one for reindeer games just a while back, apparently. So yeah, they have fun doing it. I'm looking forward to it. I told you all the reasons beforehand. I'm kind of looking forward to it just to meet some of the other Survivor fans out there and seeing how they play the game. Right? It's like watching the new season of Big Brother, where you want to see how the newbies play the game itself. And when you watch it on TV, you've already heard some of their strategies. You already feel like you know them before the game has started. That's not going to be the case for us, since we're kind of cut off from any knowledge of what they're up to. So when they show up, I'm going to have to immediately look at all these people I'm in a breakout room with and say, can I trust you? Or are you going to throw me under the bus the first chance you get? It's going to be interesting, and it's going to be so fast. Big Brother was 99 days. This, I've got to make snap judgments about who I want to work with, who I want to be loyal to. My problem probably is going to be that I'm going to want to be loyal to everyone, and you can't do that. You got to have people that you throw under the bus, and I never enjoyed doing that in Big Brother. I'm a consolidator. I like to bring people together more so than drive them apart. But sometimes these games necessitate the other side. So I don't know. Maybe I'll spend all 3 days being the villain of the tribe, and I just show a whole new leaf. And those of you watching are going to say, geez, I didn't know he had that side of him. Yeah, well, we'll find out. That could be kind of fun as well. If I was on the Traitors, I would love to be one of the Traitors as opposed to one of the faithful, because I don't think people typically see me as the villain. I hope not. And yeah, that would be a side of me that I think people would not expect. But when it's a necessity as part of the game, I think I could do it. Yeah, I pull a little snidely whiplash mustache. I put on a little stove pop black hat and everything. Yeah, switch out this cowboy hat for a black one. That'd be Black Bart, the evil cowboy. It's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, those of you, if you can afford to and want to do donations, please consider doing so because it's such a fantastic cause. If you can't, I understand completely. And just come out and watch it as well and cheer me on. Let me know that you're watching, cheer me on, and I'll try to do you proud because I'm going to be representing all of you guys as well. All right, Marilyn Sutherland saying, I'll pick you. That's a good charity. Well, thank you, Marilyn. It's an incredible charity. It absolutely is. And then Patricia Miller saying, I joined. Thank y'all. I appreciate all of y'all joining. It's pretty cool. I got a chance to see the web page. I haven't been big on Facebook in the past. I'm a little bit more Instagram and Twitter, and Facebook and TikTok, not as much. But I got to go out and see the page for just a little while before I got booted off when I started playing this. They got some cool stuff out there. So yeah, join and scroll through and see. In the interest of fairness, if there's some fan out there who's saying, "Oh my God, first person I'm booting out of this house or booting off this island is old Cliff," I'm not gonna let him say anything. Don't tell me. I want to be surprised. No spoilers for me. No pre-gaming. I'm gonna play this thing fair and honest all the way through. I hope there's no one like that out there. I hope there's a dozen people all saying, "I want to work with Cliff. That's who I want to work with." I'm sure there'll be a little bit of a mix in between. Carol Mosher is saying, where's the link? 2 places, Carol. One is right here, if you can see that. But again, I know that's a lot of letters and symbols and everything else. It may be easier if you go all the way up on the comments. And again, I think a few of y'all posted ahead of time because y'all are so early. But around 6:57 or so Central Time, I posted a link that you should be able to copy, paste into your browser, and go straight out there. Worst comes to worst, I also think if you just look for, maybe you don't need this link. Just go out to Facebook and look for Survivor Vanquish, Vanquish, Survivor Vanquish, and I think you can find it as well. You have to get, I believe, unless they've changed it with this coming up, but I think you have to get approval, but it's pretty basic approval. They just want to try to keep out the bots and everything. I think you have to say something like you agree to honor the rules or something like that, and then they'll approve you on it. And it's gonna be fun. I don't know if I'll be able to see y'all watching me play. From our standpoint, it's gonna be on Zoom, so I'll be set up with my my laptop, I guess, or my phone. I think I'll be able to do my laptop with Zoom on there. So when I go to a breakout room, I'll only see my room and whoever else is in there and all that. I'm gonna have to have a big section, I think, of where I'm doing my the competition. I can't just be here in front of a green screen because it's an active competition. They've got props that I've got to assemble ahead of time, and so I have a feeling there may be, and I think there's endurance competitions and agility competitions. Hopefully, there's a competition rolling a ball down a wooden plank or something. Come on, Kristen, do that for me. Give me one comp that I can excel at, that I can dominate at. But yeah, I don't know how they'll do fire making. That may be a little dangerous inside. But yeah, they've got a lot of things where we're going to be running back and forth or doing silly kind of competitions. They'll be right up my alley with Big Brother. It's going to be fun. I'm really looking forward to it. So there you go. So I'm excited. We were supposed to do this in November, right before Hearts of Reality and all that. And then it just, some things happened. They didn't quite, Hearts of Reality ended up changing, and then they had to cancel for the year. And with that, a lot of things, everything kind of got delayed a little bit. So when they reached back out to me and said, "Hey, Cliff, you still want to do it?" I said, "Yeah." Before I even know who else is doing it with me, I'd love to do it for the charity. And then when I found out everyone else who was doing it, pretty cool. I've met a lot of these people at Hearts of Reality. The folks that support Hearts of Reality tend to know each other pretty well. And so most of them, all but I haven't met Felicia and Cameron yet. I've talked to them, but I haven't met them yet. So I'm looking forward to that. And then the Squid Game, we'll see how he does. He may be ruthless. He started off with 467 contestants and got close to the end. So he's eliminated more people than anyone else playing that game. I guarantee you that. Yeah, it's going to be fun hanging out with these people and the fans as well. And just having fun. A fun way to spend a weekend raising a little bit of money. All right. So there you go. Let's see. Sandy Beach is saying, "I joined." Thank you very much. Karen Loveland joined as well. Thank you so much. Karen's saying, Ryan Wayne posted, all right, I don't want to hear any of the contestants. He's a contestant. He made a pass to get people to follow him so he can raise money. Okay. I know the name. I'm not going to go out and look it up or anything else, but see, y'all, as soon as you joined, you already know more than I do. It's just like Big Brother that week before the season starts. When you see the cast reveal, you get to pick out who your favorites are, decide who your villains are going to be before they make it in the house. You know so much about it. I remember sitting in my hotel room before we went in, thinking, "Oh my gosh, somewhere there are all these people I'm going to either be friends with or hate or somewhere in between. I don't know them. They don't know me. The whole rest of the world, or at least the people who watch Big Brother, know all about all of us. I don't know anything. I'm so far behind the 8 ball compared to what you as viewers got to see. That's very, I don't know, kind of exciting. It's like the first day of school when you're a kid. Yeah, you're excited. Who's going to be in my class? Is it someone new, or is it my old buddies? Am I going to have a nice teacher, a mean teacher? You build up so much to get into that first day of school, and that's exactly how I felt when I was sitting there getting ready to go up on the stage and visit with Julie. And yeah, maybe not quite to the same degree for the online competition, because I'm not so isolated from family and everything else, but I still have kind of that same feeling. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Who am I gonna align with? Am Donathan and I gonna come out of this thing saying, "Oh man, the dynamic duo," or will he be the one I vote out first because he's such a threat? Who knows? Who knows at this point in time? All right, guys, let's see what else we got. Kara Mosier saying, "Join the Facebook group." Now, how do you donate? And then Jane Haven posts as well. I think if you look out there, there should be description. And unfortunately, I can't go out there to tell you. But if it's not obvious, just post on the message. Just put a message to the group saying, "How do I donate? How do I buy a fantasy ticket?" And you can even say, "Hey, Kristen, how do I donate a ticket?" The other thing, if you want to, you can actually find Kristen posts out there. Kristen Parsons, she posts out on Survivor Vanquish all the time, so you'll see her name being tagged. But you can also do a search for her and send a message directly to her if you want, because I'm not really sure, and I don't want to steer you the wrong direction, but if you post either on the message board or send something to her asking, she can give you the detailed directions. And if that doesn't work, send me a DM on Instagram or Twitter, and I'll put you in touch with her, or I'll ask the question. She can pass it on to me, and we'll make it happen. We'll certainly do that because I just don't know the particulars. I know she had said when she talked to me that I think Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, they're kind of set up for all of them, but I don't know beyond that. So let me know if you have any questions with it, because I certainly don't want that to create any issues. It's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to it, guys. Can you see the smile on my face? I guess at the end of the day, whether it's playing Big Brother on CBS, it's doing an online version of Survivor, playing Texas Hold'em poker, or just playing Risk or Monopoly with my family in the living room, I get excited playing games like that. That's it's always fun, and so I'm looking forward to this one as well. And there's a part of me that says, I hope I don't go in there and make a fool of myself. But I'm not really worried about that, because the worst comes to worst, it's a game, right? No one, it's not like Squid Game, the original series. No one dies at the end of this thing. So yeah, I'm gonna have fun. Hopefully I do well. And if I don't, well, we still had a lot of money for charity. And if we don't, then I'll be watching the rest of it with all of y'all, and we'll pick out a new person to cheer on. It's going to be cool. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, guys, with that, I think we're going to go ahead and shut it down. One last note, and I hate to do this to you guys, but Monday, I have a work-related commitment. I've tried in the past to rush ahead and get some done. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do it this next Monday. As much as I hate to ever postpone a show, I think next Monday may be one of the very few where I'm not going to be able to do a show. Now, having said that, if schedules work out just right, I certainly will try to pop in and maybe do something. I'm going to have my camera and my mic and everything with me to try to do it. So if at all possible, which is a good reason to be subscribed and turn on notifications on my YouTube channel, hint, hint, hint. But if at all possible, I'm going to try to get out and do something. I just can't make any promises. So if you don't see me out here on Monday, I am sorry about it. I hate it. If at all possible, I'll try to do it, and we'll talk a little bit about the Survivor weekend and how that worked. I really want to. Just no promises just now. Yeah, y'all understand, right? Unfortunately, probably not unfortunately. Fortunately, I have a job that I appreciate and that pays the bills. So you got to take care of that as well. And that's what I'll be doing Monday night. All right, guys, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and shut it down. Y'all stay warm. As cold as it is down here, I know it's even colder in some of y'all's parts of the world. So this temperature isn't anything to be messing around with. Y'all know that better than I do. But stay warm, sit by the fire, drink some hot chocolate. I'll be eating ice cream because, yeah, that makes sense. I can't have ice cream in the summertime because in Texas heat, in 5 minutes, a melting mess going down your arm. So you eat ice cream in the winter down here. But stay warm, stay safe. I will hopefully see y'all next Monday. If not, I'll certainly see y'all the Monday following. But in between, anything y'all can do to assist, whoever raises the most money gets a special advantage that helps them with it. But more than that, just the idea of helping out this charity is such a cool deal. So if you have any issues doing that, please DM me. We'll work it out. I promise you that. I won't let that get in the way of helping out. So thank you, guys. Have a great one. Survivor Vanquish, Friday night, 7 o'clock to 10 o'clock Central, 8 to 11 Eastern. Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night. Hopefully, I'm going to be on all 3 nights. Hopefully, you're going to see me making fire at the very end. I don't know, maybe rubbing 2 matchsticks together or something. I don't know how we'll work that, but hopefully I'll be there to the very end. And I'm going to be carrying you guys with me. You know that, right? All right, guys, with that, SKD143, love my wife, love my kids, love reality TV, especially love you guys. Have a great week. Stay safe. And I will see y'all. I'll see you I'll see you Friday night on Survivor Vanquish, right? It won't be my show, but I'll see y'all out then. Guys, y'all have a great one. Cheers, my friends. Sweet dreams. Sweet dreams. Y'all have a great one. Cheers, guys. Bye. Oh, I guess I didn't shut down. I get to say goodbye again. All right, let's see. SKD143. That's why I didn't shut down. The channel knew more than I did about not shutting down yet. All right, guys, y'all have a fantastic one. Cheers. I may be with y'all all night long because I don't think I can get it shut down. That's pretty funny. All right, who went in and hacked my program so I can't? I'm hitting the end stream button. It's not doing it. We'll see what happens. Guys, y'all have a great one. Cheers, my friends. Bye. Where's the Jeopardy music? Don't know. Guys, y'all have a good one. I'm going to do the master reset. And that won't work either.